this is Crystal with Home Quintessential Group at eXp Realty. Today, I'm with Jeremiah Anderson at Landsmart Mortgage. Hey, Jeremiah.
Hi.
Usually, a lot of time you meet your client. What's most popular question you get asked by your client?
Well, I get asked a lot of different questions, but just for one that might, be one that's on your mind. Somebody asked when we're potentially looking at getting pre-approved. They ask me, is when I pull your credit, if it's a hard pull on your credit, if it's a hard check. And yes, it is a hard check, and we need to make sure that it's a hard check because we want to make sure we get all of the information that is accurate up front. This information that would be sent to an underwriter. And so, of course, we want to make sure we're seeing the real deal, if you will. And the hard pull will be able to see all of your history on there and be a little bit more thorough than a soft pull will, and we'll see the credit score as well. So a hard check is a good thing for your approval because, of course, us looking at it, it helps protect you to make sure we didn't miss anything at the last moment if we have to pull it later. So don't fear it, embrace it.
So what will affect the client when you do the hard pull?
Well, what affects you is anytime you get your credit pulled, whether you're getting a car loan or a credit card or another type of loan or a home loan, of course, you get your credit gets dinged, it gets hit, and so the credit bureaus, they'll automatically see that you're checking to get your credit pulled. Now, there's different scoring models for each credit bureau on how and how they hit you and hit it against your credit score. Getting your mortgage pulled for mortgage purposes, your credit pulled for mortgage purposes, you don't exactly get as hard of a hit as you would perhaps like a credit card. Mm-hmm. So they're looked at a little bit differently, and you're not hit the same way. So anyhow, keep that in mind. And then there's if your credit is pulled, I think it's within 15 days. It won't show up on your credit report, so you can actually look at different places to shop around, and it won't show up until a little bit later. But after that 15 days, it will show up as an inquiry on your credit report. If you've done a lot of pulling, then it all adds up and it'll affect your score in some way. But yeah, a mortgage is not as invasive as perhaps, of course, a credit card.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I didn't know this part about the 15 days.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of information and knowledge. I talk with actually people who I work with different partners that actually help build and repair credit, and this is just information I've learned from being in the industry over a period of time and from them.
So if I have a client, they don't have a great credit at this moment, I can say, hey, talk to Jeremiah, and then you will refer them to a credit
repair company. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are companies that I work with, and not all the time does it make sense, to be quite honest. If you don't have a whole lot of work to do, lots of times I'll just try to see if there's something that we can do together, and I can help, suggest to help you get in a point to be able to get your score where it needs to be to be able to be pre-approved and buy. But if there's a lot of work, especially if you have a lot of derogatories or like collections or late payments and the history of stuff on your credit report, then I might suggest working with a credit repair company to see if you can get some of that stuff cleared up, because sometimes there's only so much you can do on your own to get and increase your points without having to go out and get a bunch of different new accounts, which obviously doesn't always make sense, and you wouldn't want to do anyways, having too many lines of credit if you can avoid it. Sure. And building new credit, that takes time to establish new credit and build those scores up. So sometimes you need to get rid of the bad stuff if it's doable and it's worth trying, I say. So it is recommended to have around 2 to 3 revolving lines of credit to establish a good credit history. So keep that in mind.
So it's possible to improve your credit score. So if you have low credit score, don't panic and contact Jeremiah, and he will help you with that. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Jeremiah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see you next time.